Hello all you Pixel people, I am Pixel and welcome to another Pixel's Perspective. In this episode I would like to focus on an issue which was really brought to my attention during the Titanfall beta. And this was brought to my attention through Twitter, through YouTube videos, through Facebook, through basically all social media. There seemed to be a big camp of people which was saying that the Smart Pistol and Cloak was overpowered. And in this perspective I want to focus on balance versus fun effectively, because I have to admit I fundamentally disagree that the Smart Pistol is overpowered. Unfortunately I don't have any gameplay with the Smart Pistol because I didn't use it that much, and I didn't use it because it was overpowered or because it was lame. I didn't use it because I didn't find it that effective, to be all honest with you guys. I found it kind of useless. And I'm going to explain the difference between the balance and the fun factor. And first off, to anybody that doesn't know what the Smart Pistol is, let me explain. So, in Titanfall you can get a pistol which auto-locks onto your targets, and I'm not talking about like aim snap, I'm talking about little reticles come up and it will aim at the enemy, and then after it turns red you pull the trigger. Regardless if you are aiming at them directly or if they are on the side of your screen, it will kill them. It's got quite a beastie range on it, and I think this is one thing that frustrates people. And the other thing that frustrates people is that you can actually go cloaked while locking on until you shoot. And I think if you've got a silencer attached, I don't think you come out of cloak, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. So, people are saying that they're getting killed without being able to react, and that makes it a really powerful weapon. It's overpowered, blah, 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 blah. And I can kind of understand why people think this, but let me just explain what I think is fundamentally wrong with the overpowered argument. And that is basically that if you have a shotgun and you see the Smart Pistol guy, you're going to kill him before he can kill you. If you've got an assault rifle and you're at medium range, or even at close range and you spot him first, you're going to kill him. At medium range, you're going to kill him because he can't hit you. And at long range, he's dead. He's already dead. It's done. And in my eyes, that means that the Smart Pistol has got this very small window of opportunity to become very effective. So first off, you need to be at a relatively close range, and you need to not be seen by the enemy in order for it to be as powerful as what some people are claiming. And sure, with the cloak ability, this makes it a little bit more possible. It allows you to just stay at the corner, lock on the pistol, fire your 3 shots, they're dead. And sometimes there is nothing you can do about it as a player. There is absolutely nothing you can do to stop this inevitable death from a Smart Pistol. And that is not because it's imbalanced, that's because it's just not fun to play against. And that is the massive distinction that I'm trying to make here. Because so many people think that something which isn't fun to play against isn't fun because it's broken, because it's overpowered and it's not fair. Where in reality, it's not that at all. It is just not fun to play against. And I think the most simple example, and this happens with many games, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Titanfall, Battlefield, even on RTS games the same kind of thing happens. RPG games, same kind of thing happens. And that is, in this example, a shotgun. You walk around the corner, there's a guy with a shotgun, he pulls the trigger, you're dead. You had an assault rifle. There's not really much you could do because that comes down to not your skill, that comes down to his skill and just his skill. If he can put his crosshairs on you, you are dead, and there's no two ways about it. You will die. You're already dead. He turns the corner, you're dead. And it can be frustrating because you feel like you've just been like suckered out of a kill streak, or you've been just shat on, basically. In all fairness, that's what it comes down to. You feel like you've just been totally abused and it was unfair. You didn't stand a chance. And in all fairness, in that situation, you didn't stand a chance. Just like if that guy was in an open space at 250 meters away and you've got a sniper rifle, he does not stand a chance. If he's 100 meters away and you've got an assault rifle, he does not stand a chance. And that is where the overall balance comes into a game. There are certain aspects of games where I would say balance is kind of flaky, and a great example of that is quick scoping in Call of Duty. You could be halfway across the map and somebody could quick scope you, and then you've got no opportunity to react. It's at long range. Sure, it comes down to his skill. If he misses, you still got a chance to kill him. But at very long ranges, if you've got a shotgun, an SMG, or even an assault rifle, there's a good chance that you can get off a second shot and try again before you get to actually take him out. So in that kind of respect, I think things like quick scoping could be considered overpowered. But with the Smart Pistol, it really just comes down to the fun factor. It becomes very frustrating to die to it. You feel like you've been abused and let down by the game and that it wasn't fair. Where in all reality, if you saw that guy first, he was going to die in almost every single situation. And even when cloaked, I mean, sure, the cloak gives him a little bit of an advantage. But in all fairness, this could just be me. I might have these super eyes. I don't believe that I do. But I could have Superman eyes, and I could be able to spot the guys in cloak really easily. But personally, I find in Titanfall, it is very easy to spot somebody that is using the cloak. It's very easy to spot people which are camping, and every now and again, they still kill me because they are in a better position than me, or they'll kill me because I cannot get a shot on them, and they're hiding behind the wall, and their pistols auto-locking on. And that still comes down to my skill level not being adequate enough to be able to aim at a single pixel and get a headshot. And it's frustrating. I understand why people are frustrated, and I'm not saying that people are wrong to start crying imbalance. It's just that the technical term for imbalance is not that. The Smart Pistol has got its advantages, and it's got a hell of a lot of disadvantages. Like I said, if you can't stare at somebody for 3 seconds while you get that full lock on, you're going to end up spamming your pistol and maybe getting a kill. If you are going to wait for the lock on, that's 3 seconds where really the person that dies is the person that wasn't really paying enough attention. Sure, the guy could be camping in a corner and not having to aim, but the chances are if he was having a shotgun and he was camping in a corner and didn't have to aim very well, you were still going to die. If it was somebody with an assault rifle hiding behind you and you wasn't paying attention, you're still likely going to die. But that's not letting the developers off the hook. Don't think that I'm letting the developers off the hook, because this is a massive issue. In my opinion, this is a bigger issue than the overall balance of a game. And that is when you start introducing things which are not fun. And I'm going to defend the developers for one aspect, and I can kind of understand why the Smart Pistol made it into the game. And I don't believe it was just because it was a futuristic weapon which was going to be kind of cool to be able to use. I believe it was due to the fact that you do all this parkour and you're running around like a crazy guy. Some people, like, because there's a high skill ceiling, are not going to be able to aim effectively, especially on the consoles. And this is not a dig at the consoles by any means. This is a limit of the controller, meaning that you have to release your finger from the control stick in order to jump and do bits and bats like that. If you've got to do that, you need something where you can literally just keep your crosshair kind of on them. Just kind of in that general direction to get your lock, and then pull the trigger when it goes red. And that's why I believe stuff like the Smart Pistol made it into the game. And don't get me wrong, I think the Smart Pistol is useful in game, very useful. If it's overpowered for anything at all in the whole game, it's got to be overpowered versus minions. You can literally run into a group of minions, headshot 5 of them in a single shot just by having your crosshair in the general direction. And this will rank up your minion kills very, very fast. If there's anything which is overpowered about the Smart Pistol, it is that, and not the way that it kills the pilots. So, I'd love to know what you guys think about this, because I know that a lot of people have been getting very angry and very angsty about the Smart Pistol and balance in overall games. Stuff like the Ace 23 in Battlefield. There's so much more I could go into, and I think that I'm going to have to eventually make a very in-depth, detailed, multiple game video on balance versus fun, because this is something which is very close to my heart as somebody that has played games competitively for a long amount of time and still dabbles in it every now and again. So I'm not saying that I know better than anybody else. What I'm saying is I've probably got a little bit more experience than most people when it comes to these kind of things. And believe me, I know what the competitive community is like. I mean, if you look at any popular game which isn't designed for esports, which actually gets a competitive scene, you'll know that almost everything gets vetoed. You can't use this weapon, you can't use that weapon. It gets crazy, and it's really strange, because sometimes it's not because the weapon's too powerful, it's because it's underpowered. I don't even know why they bothered vetoing stuff in the first place, to be honest. But yeah, they are my opinions on balance versus fun. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to slap that subscribe button for some more PC gaming goodness, and as always, like the video if you like the video. I'm Pixel. I'm going to get hate for this one, but I'll catch you next time. Bye bye, guys. Bye bye.